back to Confess It, Baby.
It is Miami Music Week, baby. Ooh. So you already know we had to bring someone who is big in the nightlife scene, especially in Miami. And to top it all off, it is our first male guest because, yes, this is not only about women.
Surprise, you thought.
Please welcome Rodrigo Miami.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Happy to be here.
Rod, you're consider yourself very special. You're the first man. You're opening the doors.
You're
breaking
basically
the
a celebrity.
Breaking the ice for everybody else that's coming after you.
I love it.
How you feeling?
Feeling nervous.
Don't worry, it's gonna be great.
Okay. This is going down in history right now. I hope you know that.
It really is.
Episode 1.
All right, so Rod, it's a crazy week in Miami when this episode is gonna come out. So walk me through a little bit. You've been in the nightlife industry for 15 years. Tell me how it all started.
Well, it started back in high school. I just decided to start throwing parties with my friends, just trying to get a little popular in high school. You know how that goes. And one thing turned to another. When I got into college, I started taking out all my fraternity and sorority friends out to the clubs, Live, Story, and I just blew up from there.
And tell me a little bit about your company, Night
Out. I started Night Out back in 2013. I was in college, and I was still new to the game. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life or if promoting was even something that I wanted to continue once I graduated. And my mentor at the time told me I should open up my own promoting company, and I did. And Night Out was just the first thought that came to my head. So
perfect. And then you also work for Group Hospitality as well, right?
Yes. So to actually come back full circle, I started working for Group when I was 21 years old. And then I deviated into doing my own thing just to try to get a feel for the industry and just try to learn, new things in different positions. And now I'm back working with Group.
And Group has kind of evolved a lot, I feel like, since we were probably 21 to all the properties and everything that they have now. So
they own all of Miami.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
100%. So you kind of just fell into this, right?
It wasn't planned. It just kind of happened.
I do want to ask, though, because I feel like a lot of our viewers maybe are starting to get into the clubbing scene. What exactly is the role of a promoter? What do you guys do?
What do you guys do? Especially you, because you take on a little bit of different roles.
Right. So everybody has a different role in the nightlife. You have your first promoters that first come into the game, and their job is to bring as many girls as possible. That's where we all start. How many girls can you bring? Do they look good? Can you host them? Can you keep the energy at the table? And you have to do that
this episode
continuously. Every night of the week. If you want to be a successful promoter, you have to work at least 5 nights of the week, because that's the name of the game. You have to be outside.
Oh, so you don't stop, basically.
It's a never-ending 24/7 job.
And why just girls for you guys?
Mm-hmm. So that's only at the starting, right?
Okay.
So then after that, you have the promoters that can book tables, can bring clients. That's where the real money's at. The more clients you bring in, the more money in your pocket.
And when you guys start off, where are these girls coming from? Is it on social media?
Well, I got lucky
okay.
because I was, I grew up here. So I had people from high school, college, university, locals that all knew me. So they would always all hit me up to go out.
And when it comes to actually having the guys' side of it and the clients, how does that navigate through? You just meet people on Night Out? How does that work?
Yeah, you just have to network. Every night that you go out, you just have to think to yourself, I need to find somebody that's going to come out to the club maybe tomorrow, maybe the following week, and spend some money.
And you have to stay there the whole time at the club while they're there?
Yeah. That's the name of the job.
You
have to host them.
Are you tired?
Oh, I'm exhausted sometimes, but
I'm tired just hearing this.
I know.
There's times where I'll be home just ready to go to sleep, and boom, my phone will hit me up. Hey, I want to go to Story tonight.
And you have to just
go to
Story. Get dressed, go to work.
Wow.
And the energy is not the same as before.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. When I was 21, I was cranking it. I was up all day, all night, no sleep, 6-7 days a week.
That's insane. No.
Now, if I drink once, I'm hurt for 2-3 days.
Long as time.
You hurt for a few months.
Oh, yeah. No, I just want to hurl at the thought. So you also do dinner parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more of your role now, present day.
So I host a lot of dinner parties now.
What are those?
The week. Mao, at Playa, Komodo, a lot. And these places just allow me to bring girls, give them dinner, drinks, and then we go upstairs, preferably if the lounge has one.
And from the time that you started in this industry till now, I feel like that's probably one of the things that have changed, because dinner parties weren't that popular back then, right?
They really weren't popular back then. I think now a lot of restaurants are seeing that promoters can really help them get off the ground, especially new ones, and get people through the door. Whether it's free or not, it's still publicity and an advertisement for the venue.
So when you bring these groups of girls to the club and the restaurants, is it the restaurant that's paying to host them or
Absolutely.
someone else? Oh, you see? I had a misconception there.
Really? What do
I
you
always
think?
thought it was maybe like a rich guy or some rich people that
There could be
buy
some,
a table.
because you
and-
could probably have a client that's
There's
like bring girls
instances
around.
where clients will ask me, hey, I want to go to dinner. Can you bring a couple girls with
Yeah.
you to have dinner with? For sure.
So it
But
really
usually it's
depends.
like the actual restaurant. That's
But
like,
usually, yeah, it's the actual restaurant that feeds us. Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be influencers or anyone with a following. It could
Rod
just
doesn't
be a-
discriminate, baby.
It's anybody of my choosing,
Yeah.
you know.
What is your choosing?
What is your
What does
choosing?
that
Please
entail?
specify.
Well,
Tell me the truth.
Rod is actually
so I've
very
been doing
nice.
dinners for a very
Yeah.
long time now. When I first started, I used to just let anybody come to these dinners. I'm talking about if I saw that you were hot or had a big following, I would invite you to these dinners. But as time goes on, you realize that these dinners are an opportunity to like get to know these girls and like maybe work together.
Yeah.
So when I go to dinner, I try to invite girls out that I know I'm going to be able to have a conversation with about like, hey, what are you doing with your life? How can we work together? Instead of just, hey, come eat dinner and look pretty and just eat all the food for free.
So
Yeah.
there's
You know.
substance
Take
there.
a picture.
There's substance. I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna meet.
We're gonna get
Right.
deep later.
Oh, it's coming, baby. We're
Oh,
gonna get
no.
real deep.
We're gonna confess it.
We're gonna confess it.
This is water, by the way.
This is
On brand
Celsius.
in the night out cup. Are you
Oh,
sure
yeah.
that's water? That's not very on
Absolutely.
brand.
Absolutely.
He brought it out. He's like, wait, you guys need
Why do
cups?
I not have one?
He offered if you wanted something.
I did.
I'm
I
being
did.
discriminated.
I got rejected.
Besides the dinner parties, what would you say has also kind of changed throughout the years in the industry?
There's definitely a lot more promoters now. Back in the day when I used to promote, there was only a handful of promoters that people actually knew and went out with. Nowadays, I feel like it's an industry that's growing, and everybody that enjoys going out and partying is trying to pursue a career after it now, and is trying to see if they can be that person, you know, in the years to come.
And when it comes to the crowds that you guys mostly see, is it a lot of like tourists, or you guys have a lot
Yeah,
of
the crowd
locals?
is definitely not the same as it was before COVID. I think it's definitely declined a little bit, but I mean that's just how it
Yeah.
is. You know,
It'll
it
get
has
back
its
up.
ups and downs.
Yeah.
Has
Especially
there ever,
seasons.
like, now that
I'm
it's
cold.
spring break, I know I'm shaking, it is so cold in here. Now that it's spring break,
Turn it on.
we are freezing.
All of a sudden, I looked at her.
No, I'm like
My
talking,
teeth are chatting.
and I, same. It's spring break. There's colleges
Oh,
having
yeah.
spring break
Yeah.
back to back. Do you ever see any catty fights between the girls that you invite? Because I'm sure it can get clicky. You know, if you have like two girls from like the gossip group, and then two girls from Idaho, and two girls from
Yes, like
Miami
get
Lakes.
her off the table. I want
Does
not
it
the
ever-
type of table. Get her
You
off
know?
of the
'Cause
like
girls
the
can be
sofa.
catty. Girls can be
It
catty. Does it ever
definitely
happen?
gets like that, especially when I bring out my local girls that are used to just
course.
being at the table by themselves, nobody touching them. During this time of year, it's a little touchy because they want to come out, but they also don't want to be surrounded by 20 other
Randoms,
girls,
yeah.
you know, trying to sit at the table as well.
Does it ever happen that you mix a bachelorette group with just your normal?
I used to do
everyday-
that all the time. That was my favorite thing to do. Wow them up. I
You
would be like,
ignited
all
the
right,
fire.
one bachelorette here, one bachelor here. You guys share the table. Good luck.
Wow. And they don't have to pay
Plans.
for anything.
No, that's one thing I don't do. I can't charge girls. Like,
What's the difference between, you know, now that we're talking about bachelorettes, in Vegas, there's a bunch of promoters as well. They always hit
Right.
you up whenever you put the hashtag. They slide into your DMs. What's the
Yeah.
difference between the Vegas promoters and Miami? Because in my mind, the
The
first
vibe
thing
is
that
different.
comes
I
to mind,
feel like in Vegas it's more quantity, and Miami is more quality. You know, Miami promoters, we have to be very selective because the tables are not big and we only get one. In Vegas, those venues are massive, so they don't care who comes in. They just want to get people in the door to fill them up. Because Vegas has about, I don't know, 10 to 12 clubs. Every night they're open, and every night they need masses of people to
They're
fill up that
huge
space.
too. The
Yeah.
spaces are humongous.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
So in Vegas, they can offer a bachelor group a table. Here you go, free table on the house. As to where in Miami, it's a little bit smaller, so we got to monetize those tables.
So sometimes you have to turn down bachelorettes.
Yeah, or just offer them to buy a table. You know, sometimes they do. You know, depends.
What?
Do they get a discount? Depends. Huh.
Not really.
No, okay.
Not
How
really.
do you go about saying no to some girls that might want to go to the club with
Oh,
their
it's
just
very
says
easy.
no.
I just say no. Guest list is
doesn't
full.
care.
This guy.
Guess this is what he's done
Guest
it to
list is
me.
full.
He's done it to
But
me.
you never lie about it. Like you
No,
don't make
no.
up
If I
excuses.
if I can
something
get
that-
if
yeah.
I can get
Okay,
somebody
okay.
in, I get somebody in.
Yeah, he'll be
Facts.
straight up.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning.
But if it's something that I can't control, which happens a lot, especially now during Miami Music Week, I just say no.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I
he's
do
done that to me.
in.
I've told you no before.
Yes, you told me no before, and I still found my way in. And I was like,
Hey, with the
She
DJ
did.
this time.
She's always with the DJ.
She's always with the DJ.
no,
He just
that's
runs
not
shit.
always, not always.
You
No,
know them
not that
all.
time.
You
No,
know
I
them all.
don't.
You're like
No, I
BFFs with
don't.
Diplo.
Not that time. She
No,
had a
only
finance
that
guy
time.
that time.
Only that
What are you
time.
talking about?
I haven't
Sorry,
had
shit.
one time.
Only one time.
You
Seriously.
guys are the ones that are into clubbing, so I'm following the lead and trying to play it cool.
That's true. That's true. She has a bad experience in clubbing.
Listen, you know
So
me
she's
from
trying
FIU.
to
Yeah.
learn a lot from you
So,
because she has a very bad
I
experience.
was a former chubby girl that loved partying. I still love partying, but
She's
I'm older, so it
discriminated.
hurts. So I've had my fair share of,
Bad
bad
experiences.
experiences and getting turned down.
discrimination.
Discrimination, not directly to my face, but like we're at capacity, and then like I talked about in a previous episode, my Cuban chifa. I stuck around to kind of see, okay, is he lying to
Is
me?
he lying to you?
Yeah.
And they obviously let hundreds of people after me, and I didn't take it the wrong way there. I was just like, like
For
I'm a
sure.
bad bitch. But at the end of the day, you go home and you kind of reflect, and you're like, damn, like it's because I don't look like the rest of those girls. But
Yeah.
I'm a better time than those girls because no es por nada, pero some of those girls don't even dance.
They
Yeah.
just
Or
stand
just
there-
sit
or
at the
they
table
just
on their
sit
phone,
And I'm like,
taking
if you're gonna
selfies.
go to the club
On
and
their
get it for
phone.
free, at least be hype, like
Yeah.
hype up the crowd, hype up the guys you're with.
They go to post like their bottles, whatever,
So,
tag the place, and dip.
obviously, like I'm asking that question because I've always wondered, and I need that closure, Rodrigo. I need that closure.
What's the question?
I mean, would I be allowed into the club now?
Absolutely.
Right?
I made it.
You made it.
I made it.
Miami
that-
certified.
I'm not gonna
Miami
go to the club.
certified. The place that didn't let you in, now they'll let you in.
Maybe
Maybe, right?
with your help.
Yeah, maybe Rod is at the door.
We're not gonna
Hey,
name.
you
We're not
said
gonna
quality.
name
We're
You said
not gonna
quality.
name them.
You're
She
in-
didn't want to name it last time either.
Yeah, I know.
People
I
ask
don't
me,
name.
they're like, which one is it? I'm like, honestly, I actually didn't even ask you.
La Covacha.
them. Ugh. The
I never
Cove.
made it
Do you?
there.
Okay, now you've been in this industry for 15 years.
Oh, I used to work at the Cove.
You're-
I used to do La Covacha Thursdays.
Listen.
Yeah.
The Cove, La Covacha Thursdays,
I
that
was
was
too
promoted
young. My
all
mom
La
never
over
let
the
Covacha
me.
Thursday
radio.
was
I'm
the
like, my mom
move.
never
You
let
never
me.
experienced?
I never went
If
to
you
La
knew how to
Covacha.
salsa, you were there. If you knew how to dance,
You didn't even
were
know.
there.
You didn't even know. Like, you didn't even have to know how to dance to have a good time at La Covacha.
My mom never let
It
me
was
go.
a great time.
I would
That's a
alternate.
good
I
thing.
would do La Covacha Thursdays, and then sometimes I would go to Reno's Thursdays. So I would alternate weeks.
Reno's.
Reno's was an
Sounds
old
familiar.
staple from back in my day. I'm not gonna say what year.
Wait,
because-
Reno's.
That was like
Was that the
2013.
two-floor kind of banquet hall?
Yeah.
I
So
went
it was
to
owned
Reno's
by one of
once.
my fraternity brothers,
That's where the
Jimmy.
I went like freshman year.
the SIGEP strip show. Was it the
Yes,
strip
yes. The Sigat fashion show.
show? Oh, whatever.
Strip
Fashion show.
show?
I like the strip show better. That term.
Like, what show was that?
Dude, it was so good. It was a great time, and honestly, I feel like that show gave it a good name. The actual Reno's
For sure.
location, it made it known.
For sure.
Hundreds of
I
girls.
don't think
would go.
that ever like was a thing when I was in school.
I think
went
it stopped.
2014.
It
It stopped like
stopped
2012.
right after I graduated with 2014. So 2013 was the last
I
year.
Yeah.
came in 2014. That's why.
Yeah.
It was a great time. I went to 2 of them.
It was fun.
And it was
I
insane
worked in
because
3 of
all of
them.
these guys, dude, they would train for months and eat extremely healthy. And then the day of the show, they
Pollo
had like
tropical, chicken
Yeah, and
breast,
don't
no
see a
salsa.
picture of you
everywhere
on
backstage.
the runway.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm assuming all of these events that that you partook in
Yeah.
during college led to making a lot of friendships and
yeah.
a lot of connections that you used and basically built your way into the top of the ladder. Because
Of the food chain.
if you're with Groot, that's you made it
Yeah.
pretty much. The guy owns everything.
Half of Miami.
And I'm surprised
Shout
he
out,
hasn't.
Dave.
Yeah, shout out to you. You're doing amazing, sweetie. And the food in your restaurants is delicious. So if you ever want to invite me to a dinner party,
I'm still waiting to get a freaking meal sponsored, but it's okay. We'll get there.
Komodo Fridays.
I think we
Komodo
deserve one,
Fridays.
considering the fact that he's our first male guest.
Yeah, we should.
But we don't like sharing.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
us.
Yeah, I don't
It'll
want
be
a
a
table.
private experience,
Yes,
private dinner.
Yes, private experience.
We have the following. Jen has the following.
My Instagram blew up. Have you
Blew
seen
up.
it?
Together we have the following.
I didn't see it, but a couple of my friends sent them to me.
Oh, Jen.
They're like, yo, Jen's blowing up.
Your friends are sending you her page, but we're not receiving any invites. So what's going on here?
We're still waiting for invites, but it's all good. It's gonna come.
How are you guys gonna blow up without her?
Listen, what has been the craziest thing you've ever seen on the job?
On the job. I mean, can we get rated R here?
Yeah. We can get
Please,
rated R here.
please. We love
Jason, cover your ears.
I mean, I've seen it just about everything. 15 years, you see everything, right? So, I won't name the club.
Okay.
Of course. But I used to be a host there. And so one day, I'm just coming back from the bathroom, and I see a girl walking in through the office. And shortly after she walks away, a condom falls down. And yeah, let's just leave it at
She
that.
was just wearing like a dress, and it just like
Yeah.
It got stuck in there.
Yeah,
it got
stuck in
stuck in there. She just kept walking like nothing.
Yeah, me and the security kind of like looked at each other.
She
like,
probably didn't even notice.
Damn, that shit
No
was
one told
loose.
her? Hey, you dropped something.
Hey, you
we kinda
dropped
just-
something.
Yeah,
I think
keep
you guys
going.
were pretty much in shock by that point.
Yeah.
Like, what
And
is
that's
that?
one of the craziest
I
things.
mean,
craziest
yeah, I would have to say.
Look at
Oh
his
my God.
smirk. I
would
know
have to
there's
say.
more.
That's
Tell
it.
It has to be more.
Can't give more details, can you?
Yeah.
But I've seen tourists trying to fuck on the dance floor at Live and Story.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
I've
you
seen
see
that.
that all
I've
the
seen
time,
that. I've seen that. It's crazy.
I usually
It's
try
real.
to catch them on my story.
I've seen like a little, rubbed up going on and like, making out obviously, but like only up to there. I've
Right.
seen nothing else.
It's just Miami's one of these cities that you can really people watch and observe and
It's amazing. I love to people
realize
watch.
how crazy human beings can be.
But most of the time, they're like tourists. They're not locals.
You'd be surprised.
Really? I feel like when I'm people watching a club or something, they don't look like locals. You can kind of sometimes tell.
It's usually the tourists because they're
Yeah.
like, nobody's watching.
Nobody's
nobody knows
watching.
me,
Nobody's
who cares?
watching.
Exactly.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
us when we go on a cruise.
Yeah,
Exactly.
nobody's watching. Nobody cares.
Everyone's watching.
It's kind of like when I go out of town.
Watch. Yeah.
What does that
Nobody
mean?
knows. What you've been doing? He travels a lot. What has been like your favorite place you've traveled to so far?
Thailand,
Really?
by far, hands
Wait, you've been
down.
multiple times there already.
4 times already.
Holy shit! Since
Yeah.
Does the pay as a promoter, does it, bring you this nice
Luxurious
Flexibility.
lifestyle. I would say the connections definitely help, because I do get discounts and stuff for free all the time from different places. But yeah, it's a very good pay if you do it consistently and for a long time.
and you have the reputation too.
Yeah,
It comes with a reputation.
And I'm sure you meet a lot of celebrities and famous
tons.
people.
Yeah.
Almost
Is it
every
normal
night.
at this point?
It is. I don't get faced by it anymore unless it's like somebody that I'm like never seen before or somebody that I like really wanted to meet. But at this point, I've honestly met so many people that it's just another person.
Are
to
you
me.
at a point where any of them recognize you already, like by name?
A couple of them, yeah.
Wow.
A lot of football players for sure.
Yeah, a lot of athletes.
Because they always hit you up for tables.
I can't be
and-
around him when there's athletes around
Why?
because they start hitting him,
They sure do.
Dude, that's a good
and
thing.
I'm like, this is, and then I tell them who he.
That's a good thing.
And then they back off though, because they respect you.
Who are you?
Like, this is my ex.
He's like, oh. What?
He's like, is it gonna come out or what?
Yeah, let's just
No,
get
but
to
they
it.
all respect him. They're like, I heard you're his ex. So they just like back
Cat's
off.
out the bag.
So wait, you are his ex,
Yeah.
and people respect that because they know.
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Whenever he has a client or something,
I'm
they're
just
hitting
so in
on
awe
me.
right now
Yeah.
by this nightlife scene. Are there girl promoters?
There's a few of them. There's a few of them
What
that
are
are pretty good.
requirements?
Same as the guys' requirements. You got to bring girls, bring clients.
You can bring all your little sisters from DeFi.
On 19 of my littles.
All of your littles and
No,
the
but
littles.
it does sound like a fun job and a good opportunity. I think
Yeah, it's network.
when I think of someone like a realtor maybe that is always looking for networks and connections, it might be a good opportunity for them to get into that scene. But I also feel like the start of it is a little complicated.
It's tough. I mean, when I started, I couldn't get more than 5 girls to go out with me. But that was just the name of the game. You had to go out, you had to meet people and convince them that you were a good time.
Are you always sliding into girls' DMs?
All the time.
You're always working.
Do you copy and paste, or is it?
Yeah, copy
Yes,
paste.
copy paste.
Yeah.
So it's not
I've gotten
custom.
some of those.
Sometimes I send them the schedule. Sometimes I invite them on the
Okay.
boat. Sometimes I
Yeah.
invite them to dinner.
On a boat? Wait.
Listen, the boat is very exclusive because I don't even make that
More
cut all the
exclusive
time.
than the dinner parties?
The yacht is the
Very
most
ex-
exclusive
So there's
invite.
promoters for boats as well.
I mean, it depends. Like if you're at that level,
paying
that
for
you
this?
have- the clients.
The clients are 100%.
So that's once you have clients, then you kind of serve as a promoter for the client itself.
Wow. I feel like I haven't lived in Miami.
Yeah.
Where have I been?
You basically
I don't
want
know
to
where
be the
you've been,
one-stop
sister.
shop for everybody that comes into town.
Yeah.
You want to be able to give them everything from A
Exactly.
through Z, whatever they need. You want to be the guy that facilitates it for them.
Yeah. So they'll reach out to him, someone like his company. They'll slide into their DMs,
The least,
and then he.
the least amount of people a rich guy has to call, the better.
Yeah.
If he can just call one person and that one
Just
person
have
can do
them.
everything for him, then his life is
You're
easier.
like a party planner.
Everything. I'm a life planner.
Life planner. How many people do you have like under your like with you and your team night out?
I have about 6 to 8 promoters right now working for me.
Okay.
I do have 2 girls
Maybe 3
working
now.
under me.
I met one, I think.
You met
I
Anna. Anna Powell. She's great.
Super
she's
nice.
one of. She's
met her at dinner.
a gem. I got lucky to find her because she is an absolute wonder.
Yeah.
Do girls react better to an invitation from a guy promoter or a girl promoter?
I think a guy.
It depends.
think?
It depends because obviously, if a girl finds you attractive, she's gonna want to go out with you. I want to go out with that guy. I think he's hot. But if a girl invites you out, then it's more friendlier, and you know that you're gonna be safe. You know you're going out with another girl. She's gonna look out for you. There's gonna be other girls there.
Interesting.
For some reason, I would find it more sketchy a girl. Be like, I think it's like
Yeah,
human
'cause
trafficking.
you
Like,
always
'cause it's
assume a
crazy. You
promo-
hear crazy stories. I mean, I worked in news. Obviously, like I heard crazy stories like that. They're like, "Hey, come, we're gonna have a good time," and it's a girl inviting, or they're swingers. Like usually, as in a swinger situation. So girls, I'm scared of girls. I prefer like a promoter guy than a girl.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, I've seen some crazy things at 11 to the point where I can't even concentrate afterwards. I'm just like,
Yeah.
whoa, what did I witness? Like that last time, I witnessed like 5 different things that night.
yeah.
Craziest
Enough
thing at
for-
11 I've ever witnessed is somebody blowing $500,000 in singles. $500,000.
Was it a celebrity?
No, it was back in the day when crypto was popping. So it was one of those crypto kings.
500,000? What does that even look like? It's stacks.
It was a bathtub filled to the top with singles, and then
They
you
brought
couldn't
out
see the floor.
bathtub?
You couldn't see. They brought out a bathtub.
Who brings that?
You couldn't. You
They
couldn't
bring it
even.
themselves?
The club supplies it. Yeah. They had a stripper inside of the bathtub, and it was covered in singles up to her neck.
Sounds like a wild night.
The club is like a bank.
Yeah, but you know what I was thinking? I feel like because you mentioned, a celebrity with that much money. Sometimes the people that you think has the most money,
They
they're
never
not,
spend.
They're never spend, and B, they're not always celebrities. It's a normal person who probably started a startup or a good company or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not lawyers. It's
The
not
big celebrities
doctors,
usually
no.
never spend because they get everything for free.
Yeah, they
You know,
spend it,
they're
yeah.
used to just
God.
coming
like,
into
show
the
up,
club and hosting. You know.
Jesus, I feel like you've seen it all. So much
Yeah.
experience.
Around
So
a
much
lot of
culture
people.
in you. How about like what we were talking about earlier, the pool parties? It's Miami Music Week,
Yeah,
so
oh,
it's more
yes.
than just the nightclubs.
Jen knows all about
Oh,
pool
yeah.
parties.
I
She's got perfect
love
attendance.
I love pool party. I don't know what this year's looking like for me, but I love pool
Well,
parties.
you better get to it.
SLS.
There's-
I don't know. I might have to
Saturday,
work.
most likely. We'll see.
Saturday. We'll see, because I kind of got to work.
You have to go out there, girl.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But Rod, when it comes to Miami Music Week, it's like one of the busiest weeks for you guys. So walk me through like what the planning process for that week is like for you guys.
Well, we start planning for this weeks ago. You know, we plan events because during March it's also spring break, so shit ton of tourists are in town. So the more events, the more money we make. So we've been planning this for about 2-3 weeks already. We have events every night of the week, every day of the week, and it's just nonstop, 24/7.
And dinners too. So it's first dinner and then party.
Yeah. On the weekend, my day looks like I wake up, go to the gym, go straight to the pool party, come home, small nap, go to dinner, hit the club, come home, tinier nap, wake up, do it all over again.
Look at how hard he's smiling right now.
And that's 7 days a week.
He's so proud. I mean, dude, that's a lot.
It's the Super Bowl for us,
Yeah,
you know, especially for nightlife, because
That's like
this
your
is when
conference
all the
week.
biggest clients and biggest names are in town. So this is our time of the year to really make our money.
Yeah. And I
Obvious-
know you'll be able to rest a little bit more next month.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going on a vacation.
Hibernation.
Yes,
He goes on
absolutely.
a vacation.
So are you fully booked already for this week?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm sure, if there's girls out there that want to actually, this is coming out on Wednesday, so they still have time to hit you up.
Oh, there's absolutely no guest lists.
Yeah.
No guest list this week.
So don't hit him up.
Don't hit him.
not
Don't slide
hit him
through the
up.
DMs. No, Rod is very welcoming. You can slide into his DMs. Right?
You know,
you give me that.
No
I
comment.
do think you're one of the nicer promoters because
Yeah.
some of them are a little bit unapproachable. It's kind of intimidating to approach a promoter sometimes and
Every time I
introduce
meet girls
yourself.
from out of here that are from like Missouri or anywhere in the Midwest, are always, oh my God, you're the most normal promoter I've ever met.
They're usually creepy.
I was like, what does that mean?
So you don't
Because
even
they
know
could
what
be
that means.
they could be creepy or like try to hit on you and you
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable. Or they could be just plainly mean.
A lot of these Instagram pages that the promoters run post the same flyer 7 times back to back, no caption, just hashtags. And at
Yeah.
least from
It
my
makes you think, are they
perspective, it does
real?
come off a
Yeah.
little sketchy. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh my God, is it a sex trafficking scam? Is it?
Yeah.
It sounds
never
funny,
know.
but like you never know. And
never
then
know who it is.
it's a good way, if you think about it, it's a good way to like lure you into a place. And
Yeah.
so how do you go about that? Like, how do you promote your business?
Well, Instagram obviously was a big key in growing my business when I was younger. Nowadays, it's more personal. I use my phone for everything. It's permanently attached to my hands all the times. And it's just about personal connections at this point.
So you don't even post anything. It's just
I
reaching
post
out
a
to your
flyer like
contacts.
once, and that's it.
Yeah, like on your
After-
story, not
you
even
know,
on your
and,
feed.
And that's just to get maybe a couple girls here and there, but most of the traffic is coming through my phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're at a point where you don't even need to
do
promote.
that.
Well, you
Even
still
though
do,
you're a promoter.
because you need to keep those connections solid. You know, you need to reach out to clients and to friends and to people that go out all the time, just to be like, hey, you know, I'm here, whatever you need.
Yeah, this is going on and all of that.
Is there ever a time you have to tell those clients to like slow down, that you have to give opportunities to other people, like the ones that
No, there's
usually
nights
do
where I
that?
have 6 to 7 clients in
Yeah.
one place, and I just have to bounce
Be
around the
jumping
table
around.
like a little rabbit. Just, are you okay? Are you all right?
Need anything? Yeah, he's just moving around.
What a job.
It's definitely exciting, you know, once you get to where I'm at right now, because you get to do a lot of more things. You have more leadway to do different things.
What's the dating life like when you're in an industry like this?
It's tough. It's
Why?
challenging because
more.
you're surrounded by beautiful women 24/7, whether it's on boats or at the club, and finding a girl that's open-minded to that, to, you know, you being out so late and surrounded by women and alcohol, it's tough.
Do women throw themselves at you or like promoters a lot on your team?
They do.
You do?
They do.
What does that feel like?
I feel like we're in a therapy session.
No, because I want to like let's say if I was a guy, like I want to know what a guy would think, like how they feel if they have like a woman, because us
my
we don't
young
throw
guys love it.
ourselves kind of the guy.
My young guys love it.
They
They
love
think
it.
they're hot shit. You know, they'll come to the club with their chains and their
course.
fancy outfits, and they love it when they got girls on them. You know, so when I was younger, definitely that was one of the main reasons why I loved the job so much, because I was like, wow, I'm surrounded by all these beautiful women all the time.
Yeah.
What's there not to like? But now that I'm older, the age gap is growing, because girls my age aren't really at the club anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm 30. So once you get over that little hump, you see life differently, and it's challenging to find those. I mean, I'm not looking for that kind of girl at the club.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you can
it's-
find love at the club. Do you think that?
I don't think so.
No.
Why?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
You found me at patio.
No, that's not true.
Are we gonna
That's
talk
not
about
true.
this right
That's
now?
not true. Did not find you at patio.
Where did you find me? You found me at patio.
At
On
FIU.
Instagram or Facebook or
At
something.
FIU. Let's keep
Facebook.
it nice.
FIU.
It was patio.
FIU in GC.
Outside of me.
I saw you in GC. That's what it was.
No, I never went to campus, so I wasn't it. You had graduated by then. So really, you don't believe in finding love at a club?
Not anymore. I don't know.
Do you think you feel that way because maybe you've dated someone you've met in the club scene that has broken your heart?
Maybe.
Tell us
Maybe.
more. It wasn't me, guys.
Are you sure?
I'm sure it wasn't me.
I just, man, that's a tough question. I don't think that I would want to date someone that's always at the club, you know? And if I'm meeting somebody on a Wednesday or a Thursday at the club, it's like, why are you in the club right now?
Yeah.
You know?
What if
Maybe
they're just
celebrating a birthday?
Yeah, for a special
There-
occasion.
there's-
They're like, I never come out of hibernation, but here I am for my friend's birthday. You
That,
never know.
that could happen.
Yeah.
Rarely, but it can happen.
Hey, you can find love anywhere. I
What do
feel
you
unexpected
say?
places. She found it at Blackbird.
I found it at Blackbird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bar.
But it doesn't
That's a
matter.
bar.
It doesn't
Well,
matter.
our
It's
other
still-
friend found it at
You can find it at
11
Komodo.
or Live. Our other friend,
I hope not.
Angie.
Oh, Angie. The
I
night
know
we
Angie.
were at Live.
Yep.
She's dating a guy that the night we went to Live, last time we went for Bad Bunny,
Yeah, yeah.
the guy, the table.
Then I threw you guys up on the
Yes.
table. And I was like, here, you
Yes.
guys go up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
She's
in that
dating
table.
him.
She's dating one of the guys from that table place, and it
possible.
worked out. Exactly.
Do you feel like you are in a place in life where you want to settle with someone serious? Maybe not that you find at the club, but you know, a good girl that if you were to find a good girl, would you be open to
Oh,
settling
100%.
down?
100%. My mom already wants to have grandkids. She's been pushing that for years now. So, but yeah, I definitely do want to settle down and find somebody to start growing a family with, preferably outside of the nightlife industry. You know.
How do you think that's gonna work? You know, you say you work 5 days of the week, so you're always out all night.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, what's how would you compromise?
He needs someone that works night shift at the hospital
Like
or
a
something.
nurse.
Like
A nurse.
nurse would be
if
ideal.
we have any listeners that are nurses and single, Rodrigo is open.
slide
Hit
through
him up.
DMs.
Don't ask for
He's getting
invites
red.
to the club.
He's gonna get red.
Very challenging schedule, so no
Yeah.
compromising. Very
No,
a
it
lot,
could be the
lots of
overnight
compromising.
shift. You know how much money they make? You guys will bank together.
Bank.
And then travel because they get like 4 days off.
And then it fits the brand night out. Because technically they're out too.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
yeah, definitely searching for that one. But right now, just
Just living.
living my life.
That's the way it's gotta be.
working, saving, investing.
Has there been moments where you meet a good girl and they're just absolutely not understanding about it?
Absolutely. Yeah. It actually
Right off the bat.
No, they always give it a chance.
Yeah.
But after maybe like a couple weeks or a couple days of seeing my stories, they just run away. Run for
Is
the
it
hills.
mostly based off of trust issues or because you're not around to spend
It's a little bit of both.
a little bit of both?
Yeah.
Even though you don't give them a reason to have trust issues, they still. I mean, it
Jen?
is hard.
Why
It
is
is
he
hard.
looking at me? I don't think I had that bad trust issues. I don't think it was that bad. I wasn't
think
annoyed.
so
We
either.
lasted a long time. It wasn't that bad.
I mean, listen, it is
I really
a
had
little
trusted him.
complicated because, you know, as girls, we know how other girls can be. And like you said earlier, girls sometimes throw themselves on guys.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily you that
You
they're
just
not
don't trust the
trusting.
other
It's
girls.
just the environment you're in. And I have the same problem
Facts.
with my boyfriend
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, like he's.
Especially, I think your boyfriend's a little bit more friendlier than Rod. can
Yeah,
be.
he's really friendly. And I get it because you're selling your brand. You're selling, you know, in his case, he's selling his comedy shows. He wants people to buy and follow.
Yeah.
And it's also based on personality, and it's hard sometimes to not necessarily trust, but to trust the people he's surrounding himself with.
Yeah.
And as a girl, you know, who es niña de casa, yo soy niña de casa.
A little
It's-
angel.
We love those. We love
Yo,
those.
cue the little
It's their
angel
halo.
on top.
We love the
It's their
homebodies.
halo. It is hard sometimes to put yourself in that person's shoes because of the fact you're not really experiencing their job, their role. So it is complicated. But I'm sure you'll find someone like me that understands and is willing
Yeah.
to
Hey, there's someone out there for
compromise.
everyone.
I don't like going out that much, and ever since I started dating my boyfriend, it's like I'm willing to compromise because I know he likes being out, and I do like being out too, just not to that extent of
Right,
5
for sure.
times
Yeah.
a week.
For sure.
Especially like if you were to have like a job that needs a lot of you.
It
like
definitely
9
takes
to
a toll.
5.
It takes a toll, and you need to be able to compromise and work on the schedule.
But that's what makes a relationship work too. You know, you have to
sure.
understand your partner's role in life, and this
Mm-hmm.
is your job. It's not a hobby. You do this to pay for this beautiful home that we're so grateful to be in today.
Eh.
We're basically couch surfing at
We
this
are
point.
literally couch surfing.
We go from couch to couch. So it's nice to be able to have a job and a career that sustains this lifestyle, which is always nice. You want a partner that can
I can do that.
for sure.
provide,
Yeah.
not just the outings, but
I don't see myself doing this job forever. Also.
Yeah, that was my next question.
I feel like I have a good amount of years left, but I also don't want to be doing it, after, I'm not going to give you a number because I don't want
You
to
never
set
know.
that number.
Yeah.
But in my head, I already have like a target goal where I want to slowly retire out of, if you call it that, retire out of the nightlife industry. And hopefully my company and the people that I have working for me can just, take it on after me.
I love that. Love that for you.
But I do want to find someone before I do that.
That's going to be the last thing on your to-do list before you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, that's the cap on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's hope.
There's
Oh,
hope.
there's always hope. Of
always
course,
hope.
there's always gonna be someone out there for everyone.
There's hope.
Obviously.
Did you just turn 30 this year?
31.
Oh, so you're 31.
We're on the way to 32, actually. It's coming up.
We're right there behind you. I am, not you.
No, I
But
turned
am.
28 this year. Still got some time for my 30s.
Yeah, I'm 29.
John's the little baby of the group.
I turned 30 this year. Maybe I'll hit you up for a club, like...
Yeah.
30, 30.
Right there.
Hell
I specialize
Can
in
I bring
those.
30 girls?
You can bring 30, 35, 40.
No,
She's a
30
November
for 30.
baby.
30 for 30. Maybe.
30 for
If I'm
30.
lucky, I can get to
I don't
30.
think there's like enough space on a VIP table for 30 bitches.
You know, one time
That's a lot.
when I turned 23 years old, I threw my party at this club called Mia on Biscayne back in the day. And I brought 30 girls all wearing red. We had a party buzz, and I had 30 girls all wearing red dresses.
Friends
Yeah,
or just
they were,
random?
they were
Oh,
close
okay.
friends
Yeah,
from like
like,
school
wasn't
and
it?
everything.
Were you invited?
No, I wasn't. I didn't know him back then.
Oh.
I met him already. When did it? It was 5 years ago. So you were like in your late 20s.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
this is
so
when
way
we
back
first
then.
started partying.
Damn, the beginning of time. Did you ever experience Moe's in the Grove?
Of course, all the time.
Would you consider that a bar or a club?
Ooh, that's a bar.
That's a bar.
I think
That's a
it's
bar.
Vibes.
You went to Moe's
It's a
too?
big
No,
bar.
But I've heard of it.
Oh, that was lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my time, there was things popping off, but like your times were better.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
it has
had a great
iconic
time.
places.
2011, 2012, the Grove was amazing. You had Whiskey Wednesdays. You had, what's the other place called?
like, don't ask me.
No, it's just a homebody.
Right.
2011, 2012, your girl was in high school. I was hopping.
So
We were
your
house
Frogs,
parties.
Mr.
Senior
Frogs,
Frogs, Mr.
Mr.
Frogs,
Frogs
yeah.
in the
Frogs.
Grove too. I mean, the Grove was lit. There was this club on the third floor by where Chili's was. What was the
Oh,
name?
Central.
Dude, that
Central.
one. I celebrated
Grand
a
Central.
birthday there.
Oh my God.
And
yeah,
it
in the
was
plaza.
so fun.
Halloween there was
so
epic.
fun. Yeah, because they had the block party.
Yeah.
But the Grove has come back to life.
It has.
The
It
Grove
has.
is extremely back and it's popping.
I feel like now is when I'm exploring it more, but I never explored it
I mean, there was
before.
nothing
There was
to
nothing to
explore there
explore.
It
before.
really wasn't.
It was dead. Sunset's dead now. The only thing they have going for them is boogies.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to those types of bars, or it's just
I don't.
strictly?
Well, I work
clubs?
every
He's
night.
bougie,
So
bougie place.
listen, going out for me,
Wow.
it's like
It's
if I have an
work.
off night,
Not
I'm-
even to Gramercy?
I'm not.
No,
nope.
he's not gonna go.
If I'm not getting paid to go out, I am not leaving my
Yeah.
house. I am staying on this beautiful couch that I have.
Unless
watching
you're going
TV.
on a date with someone.
Unless I'm going on a date.
Yeah, he'll make the sacrifice for that, but
Guess I'm gonna have to go.
Listen,
somewhere
girls
other
never
than this.
understand that I always sacrifice my time to hang out. It's like I'm busy, and if I'm not busy, I'd rather be sleeping. So it's like when I go out on a date, I expect like your full attention. So when girls are like on their phone or taking videos or pictures, I'm like,
that happens a lot. You say?
it happens sometimes, you know. And in my head, I'm like, not the one. Next.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe you need.
Ladies,
to
are you
change
listening?
the-
Don't don't do that
you
at
need
the
to change
table.
the type of girl you're
When you're on
taking
a
out on
date.
these dates.
I've
Is that
tried,
you never know? I mean, like,
you know, not that I've tried everything in the world.
I've tried everything.
Listen, we've gotten sophisticated. You know, I've tried going for lawyers or nurses and stuff like that. But the schedule is honestly like the biggest obstacle because they work all day and I work all night.
Yeah, it's
I
first-
do feel maybe you guys can agree with me that dating gets extremely harder as you get
As you
older.
grow up, oh yes, 100%.
I don't know what it is because you would think, oh, you know, they're more responsible, they have their
Or
shit
schedules are more
together.
filled up. You know,
But-
you have more things to
Yeah,
do
you're
now.
more busy.
And I also feel like we're a little pickier. We know
Yeah.
what we want, so it's as soon as we see
Every
something we don't like, we're
experience
like,
just makes
next.
you pickier.
And in another way too, like we got to go out there and mingle. And sometimes we just want to stay home. We don't want to do shit. So that's another
Do you
thing.
feel for girls sometimes when you see like the guys coming up to them at the club?
Oh, all the
and-
time. Sometimes I have to play bodyguard. Actually, this happened on Monday night. I was at work, and this girl that I brought, she was like, grab me, quick, grab me. Pretend like you're dancing with me. And I said, why? She goes, this old man right here is trying to talk to me.
Wow.
So I was just pretending to dance with her for a good 2 minutes.
And you
he
can't
was-
really tell the guy anything.
He was just looking at us, you know, to make sure that we actually knew each other and we were dancing. And then he walked away. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much. You saved me.
Oh my gosh.
These are the things that kind of make me cringe.
But this
about
is why they
that.
love going out with me because I'm always that
Yeah,
you're
bodyguard.
there. Yeah, but if you're
not there,
unless
look
you're
out for your
spending at my
people.
table
Yeah.
and you're a guy, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
You're not talking to anybody.
And you're looking out. Yeah, he's looking out for his people and his table.
Yeah, because the few times that I've gone out, I mean, not few times, I have gone. I don't want you guys to think I'm extremely boring because I'm not.
Always out. I think she goes out more than me at this point.
But yeah, no, lately I haven't.
But Jen's a true abuelita. So
exactly. I do feel, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my God, I've had COVID so many times that I feel like I have no brain cells left.
Brain damage.
Hold on.
I'll come back.
I'll come back to you.
I'll come back to you.
Wow, I completely left.
It's okay.
Almost 30.
In the meantime, if anything, like, I'll edit your shit in.
Yeah.
So if any girl out here or any clients, rich guys, want to hit you up for a night out, what do you got to do?
They can DM me. That's usually the most common thing. Or they just they get my number and they reach out to me.
Perfect. On your business account or your personal account?
On my personal account.
Okay.
Yep. If you guys want to see a bunch of flyers and videos about nightlife, you can definitely go on my business account. That's all you're going to find.
And his is Rodrigo_Miami. Did you remember what you were going to say? Or you still no?
No, I'm still trying to remember.
It's probably really good. I feel like when you forget something is because
it was really good. I was hyped to say it too.
About?
Well, I don't remember. So what do you mean about?
I mean, we were
talking about me protecting the girls and making sure that they don't get hit on by random guys.
Yes, I remember. Have you ever gotten into a fight with a guy that's been, kind of maybe a little obnoxious or just drunk and has no self-control?
He's a peacemaker.
I usually try to, tell the person once or twice, but after that, I just grab the biggest security I can find near me and I tell them to get him out and that's it.
Yeah,
and the securities listen to this,
me.
Right? If a girl, let's say the girl doesn't
No,
go directly
they won't listen to like, obviously though, if it's just a random girl saying, hey, get this guy out of here, he's going to ask what's the story. But if somebody like me that I work there and I know what's going on, I tell him, hey, we need to get this guy out of here. He'll listen to me and you'll get the guy out.
I have this one story, not story, well, it is a story, but a memory that sticks with me. And it happened recently on New Year's in Wynwood in this club or bar. I don't even know what it's considered.
It's kind of a club.
There was this guy with his girlfriend dancing, whatever, and I'm with my girls. My boyfriend was also there. Like, it was a group of us, and I feel someone touching my ass, like legit, like, but not a tap. It was like a
grab,
like an FIU booty grab,
like a grab.
A quick little.
Yeah. And I'm like looking around, and I'm like, who could it be? I didn't expect this guy that was with this girl to be the one doing it. So I'm like, and I am the type of girl that dances in place. I don't really like shift my feet. I'm just like bouncing. And I feel it again. The third time I turned to my friend and I'm like, are you grabbing my ass? Because I swear someone keeps grabbing. And she was like, no. So she starts looking. Y yo me hago la boba, like I'm distracted, like whatever doing. And then she's like, bro, it's that guy. The guy with his girlfriend. The guy with the
girlfriend.
So she went up to the security and she told the security, and the security started to
keep it out.
Yeah.
They had to kick him out. And the girl defended him. He would never do that. I was like,
you don't know who you're dealing with.
Oh my God.
You need to evaluate who you're with,
yeah.
And maybe open your eyes a little bit.
Qué descarado.
Look down at your man's hands.
Oh no, I've never had nothing.
This guy was legit grinding with no
hands. Vaya al baño.
Oh my God.
So, I always wonder, like, that security was nice enough to escort him out. Yeah. And I did feel for the girl, whatever.
Honestly, she was defending him.
I've seen some of the worst. I mean, I've seen security drag girls out of the club, because the girls will fight with them and be like, no, and then they'll try to, these guys are massive. So they don't really care if girls like hitting their arms. They're just like, all right, come on.
And sometimes the girls, there could be angry drunks, so they're fighting within each other, and you have to pull them all out.
Is it the relationship you guys have, the promoters with the security, good? Like, is it like a team thing or?
Yeah, we try to keep it a team, and we try to always, agree with each other.
Yeah. He claps them all up, going and hitting.
How about the promoters with promoters? Like,
gotta make sure they got your back in case something breaks out, fight breaks out. You want the security on your side, not on the other guy's side.
100%.
Do you guys have like bad blood between promoters, like different companies, or you all get
all
along?
the time?
All the time.
Really, between different companies, not the same company.
There's sometimes bad blood within the same company and outside of the company.
Where does that stem from? Why?
They want to bring them more people. Yeah.
Egos. Sometimes promoters will fight over girls. Sometimes they'll fight over clients.
So where do you see yourself in, I'll say, 5 years in the future?
Hopefully not working at the club and retired from nightlife. But after doing this for such a long time, I feel like anybody that really likes this industry can benefit and make it a career out of it.
Love that.
How do you even make that a career? Like, where do you start?
You would start by reaching out to somebody like me. And then, we show you the ropes. We teach you what you got to do, how you can make more money, things that you should do and shouldn't do at the club. And just, take it one day at a time.
Love that. And you're hiring right now, or your team is full for now?
Always hiring.
Always
We're
hiring.
always
Guys,
hiring,
listen
baby.
up. Always hiring, okay?
We are always hiring.
Good.
Do you think it'll ever get easier for the girls that have a hard time getting into the club?
Miami, they probably won't, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Just like on Sunday, I don't want to name places, but I'll tell you like later on after camera. I went with Kathy and some other friends, and we're going, Sunday, there's very few places, so you can imagine which one were open on Sundays, right? By where you used to live. And they didn't let them in because they were wearing sneakers, but it's BS because I had been there in that place before with sneakers. So
Possibly
I think
holding somebody's
discrimination-
hand while you walked in?
No, we were 3 girls.
Okay.
It was 3 girls, but like it goes back to the like being mean and expecting people in like higher quality to go in. It goes back to quality over quantity.
Yeah.
It's
At the end of the day, it comes down to the doorman, and the doorman has the final say. And
Who's telling them what to say, though? Who gives them the rules?
The owner.
The owner.
the owners.
We're coming
Yeah.
for you.
Owners, yeah. They tell them that's what they have the job. They have to upkeep,
Yeah, the image of
the image
whoever's
of the
inside
venue.
of the venue.
They do bend those rules sometimes, and it's a case by case, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they didn't get lucky.
there's
Sunday
times
night.
where I've gotten rejected before. I won't name the place, but it's happened before.
Like,
I
do you
think
not know who I am?
It is
I
very
threw
common.
a huge fit, and I ended up getting in anyways. But I did feel a little
You're like, fire that guy in the
rejected
front.
for those 10, 15 minutes that I had to wait outside for somebody else to tell the doorman that I was okay to go in.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
I
That
think that at this
sucks.
point, it's something that has happened to at least everyone.
Everyone,
To
yeah.
everyone
It's
at least
had
once.
to at least happen to everybody.
Yeah,
And it's never a good
100%.
feeling.
First
no
time it
matter
happened
what.
to me was in London. I was abroad. It was when I was younger. I traveled and I didn't know any better. I was in nightlife. I was like, this is going to be so easy. I'm just going to dress in all black. I'm going to pull up and I'm going to get in. Wrong. I pulled up. They looked at me up and down. They're like, you're not dressed up correctly.
Wow.
I was like, I'm wearing like a nice thing and everything. Like,
Yeah.
nope.
And you probably were dressed up the same as like every other guy in there.
Yeah. And then the next guy next to me got in. All he did was, say hi to the doorman. He knew him. Walked right in. Said, hey, can we get in? He said, no, you need to buy a table. I was like, it's just 2 of us. Oh, that's fine. $1,500 minimum for the 2 of us. And at the time I was in college, so I wasn't really making that much money back then.
Yeah.
So $1,500 for 2 people was
That's
a lot of money.
Especially abroad, like I would think it'll be cheaper.
Yeah.
Not in
no,
London.
No, London
Not
is
in London.
expensive.
London
London
expensive?
is so expensive.
Oh no.
I think London is the most expensive city I've ever been to.
It is.
Even more than Dubai. And
In
Dubai
Europe.
was expensive.
More than Dubai?
It's up there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you want to go and have like quality fish and chips, you'd have to have that quality $45.
Plus tax and gratuity.
And that doesn't include the beer.
Even when
expensive.
when it's euros, like when you convert
Oh, you're
it-
asking too much. I don't know the
Oh
conversion
yeah, I don't know
for
the
that.
conversion because that's something important to keep in mind when you're abroad. It's you converting the money. It's different.
Yeah.
It's close.
That's close.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's all what we have for this week's episode, right?
Which
Ili?
is such a special and
It is going down in history.
eventful week. We should be at a pool party, but you didn't come in.
But, no, it's okay. We're gonna have this always the next time.
You're not like going into the world that I need you to go in this year.
Listen, I don't have enough energy.
You need
for
to
this
take
shit.
advantage. As long as I have energy to go out, take advantage of that.
You're right.
I
You're
can
right.
And
almost-
plus, we have him now.
I can almost
I mean,
guarantee
I've always
you
had him.
100% Jennifer will be at an SLS pool party next
I
week.
think
okay?
so.
He will be getting a text from me sometime next
Yeah,
week.
it's coming. She's drafting
It
it in her
happens
header.
every
I
year.
just-
Every
yeah,
year at
every
the beginning
year.
of the week. Hey, Rod, how's it going? Do we have space for maybe like Diplo at Saturday at SLS
It's
pool
always
party?
Diplo.
Honestly,
always
but
Diplo.
last year I feel like I planned it way ahead of time. Like I
She
was
did,
hitting
she
up
did.
like 2 months before.
She did.
I had mad anxiety. We talked about
Yeah,
this in
yeah,
the
yeah.
last episode. But this year, my mind is just somewhere else. So like we'll figure it out
There's
eventually.
just a lot going on
There's
as you
a
get
lot.
older.
There's
And
a lot going
For
on.
sure.
life just gets so fast and you forget about planning things as
It
simple
gets
as
hard.
an
It
outing.
gets harder to plan.
So
for
we're
sure.
like, we'll get
You
in
also-
some way, somehow.
You also lose connections, like friends start, moving on
Exactly,
in life,
or
and
like,
then you don't have
they're
anyone to go out
They
working.
get
with.
married or have kids
Yeah.
or move across
You-
country.
Angie has a boyfriend this year. My other friend is like working, so it's like,
It never
who is
always
gonna go out with me?
fits in, you know?
Yeah,
It's-
it's like rare when it does.
It's time to go out and network
yeah.
and meet these
Sure
girls.
is.
We will. It's gonna be
Jen
an
doesn't need any
eventful
more
week.
friends.
Got a
Well
lot of them.
then,
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. I was going to say watching or listening. Rod, thank you so much for
Thank you
being
for
here
having me.
today.
For being the first
being here
male
today in
guest.
your house.
I feel honored.
For being our first male guest.
I'll be back whenever you
and
guys
and
need
for
me.
being
Oh,
so
yeah.
open about talking about this, because
Yeah.
it is a hard topic to talk about sometimes, and a lot of people aren't as transparent as you've been.
Especially
so
for promoters. I feel like we really don't get much of an insight of what the life is like, or you just like the industry of it all.
what the role even is.
What the role even is. So we learned a lot today, and I hope a lot of people are gonna learn too. If you guys are looking for a job or looking for a guest list for dinner parties or a club, he is
good
the man.
time.
Night out, or you can find his Instagram at Rodrigo_Miami. Make sure to find us on social media as well at Confess It Baby Podcast, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple. Make sure to leave us some reviews, 5-star ratings, please.
Keep sharing.
Absolutely.
Keep
And
sharing.
yeah, just connect with us. Until next time, guys.
Stay
See
safe
ya
if you're
next
going
hump
out.
day.